Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Let's take a look at the headlines. U.S. Vice President meets with His Excellency Anthony Carmona before departing Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of Food Production promises to do everything possible to fix issues plaguing farmers. And Eastern football starts in regional 2013 season. In our top story, President Anthony Carmona has decided to include young persons in historic state visit by regional and international leaders to this country. As such, a number of students were privy to welcome the U.S. Vice President and family.
It was a special day for 8th students from across Trinidad as they joined their Excellencies President Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona SC and First Lady Mrs. Romina Carmona as they received U.S. Vice President Joseph Biden and Second Lady Dr. Jill Biden. Before heading to the diplomatic center in St. Anne's to engage in bilateral and multilateral talks, the Vice President and his wife, along with 2 of their granddaughters, paid a courtesy call on the first family at the office of the President on Tuesday morning. Upon their arrival, Vice President Biden and his wife were invited to sign the guest book, and then they engaged in the exchanging of pleasantries. The students present were given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a part of this historic courtesy call.
This is an initiative that I've started whereby we invite young men and young women between the ages of 14 and 17 to be here when I am either accepting credentials from ambassadors or when in fact I'm meeting very important persons. It is my way of trying to bring a sense of governance to young people in the country, that they can come to terms with the reality that ambition, hard work can get you anywhere. And it is in fact a visual testament to that reality by actually being in the presence of persons like the Vice President of the United States of America and the President of Trinidad and Tobago.
While exchanging pleasantries, it was learned that the Vice President and his wife had visited Trinidad and Tobago once prior to their state visit. They explained that their trip was for pleasure purposes as they visited their friend, then U.S. Ambassador to this country, Terry Shoemaker. Before departing, Vice President Biden left the students with some food for thought.
Mr. President, I can tell the students, when I was their age, I was not nearly as qualified or capable as they are. I'm serious. I'm serious. Yes. There is nobody that you can name in history that you think is important who is any better off in terms of being capable than any of you are right now. I mean that. So keep it in mind. And when you're president, remember me.
2 students from Tobago were to join their Trinidadian counterparts, however, the inclement weather would not permit. Following the meetings at the diplomatic center later that day, the Vice President and his entourage departed Trinidad and Tobago for Brazil, where the 3-nation hemispheric tour was to be completed. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Everything possible will be done to address the issues plaguing farmers and hindering the development of agriculture industry in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the pledge being made by Minister of Food Production, Senator the Honorable Devant Maharaj.
Minister Maharaj says he recognizes there are 5 major issues which farmers throughout this country face. The minister explains major focus is being placed on addressing these 5 burning issues, which include predial larceny and the availability and cost of labor.
Predial larceny remains a burning issue for all farmers, and that when they spend the time and effort and resources to grow their produce, raise their animals and so on, somebody comes in the dead of night and relieves them of their hard work. The issue of access roads remains a challenge for farmers no matter where they're located. Getting to and from their farms and plantations and so on, and getting their produce out remains a challenge given the deplorable condition of the roads. Land tenure mentioned also remains a problem. Labor, in terms of the availability of labor, the price of labor, the skills of labor remains an issue. And of course, marketing support and that type of support for the produce when it's grown and harvested and so on. So these are the 5 components, if you will, that I have asked the ministry to focus their attention as trying to remedy.
The Food Production Minister acknowledges there are challenges in addressing particular issues such as predial larceny. However, he explains with the cooperation of other ministries, a lot can be done to tackle these difficult issues.
Cabinet approved the establishment of a predial larceny prevention unit, which flows logically from the 2000 Predial Larceny Prevention Act, which allows the Commissioner of Police to establish such a unit. So for the last couple of months, I've been working, the Ministry of Food Production has been working very closely with the Ministry of National Security to put in place the administrative framework to establish this predial larceny unit, and we hope to start that shortly with approximately 100 to 200 officers.
Minister Maharaj says other state institutions are also on board in tackling the issues. He reveals that the Agricultural Development Bank is offering soft loans to farmers for security fencing and CCTV cameras. The National Agricultural Marketing Development Company will also play a deeper role in assisting the farmers to market their products. Minister Maharaj believes the 5 issues must be addressed if the agriculture industry is to expand, develop and grow.
It is my belief that once there is a significant impact in these general areas, we will be able to keep who we have in the sector, but not only that, we will be able to show that the sector is indeed an economically viable career path and get more and more people into it.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
When we come back, a prelude to Indian Arrival Day celebrations. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Diwali Nagara site will tonight be booming with melody as singer-songwriter Dr Shrivastava and her team from Mumbai, India will be performing some of the finest Indian music and dance. We got the opportunity to chat with Dr Shrivastava, who says a revival of the Indian tradition is necessary.
Dr Shrivastava specializes in Bhojpuri music, which she describes as music for the soul. She says Trinidad and Tobago has kept the tradition very much alive. However, she is identifying the need to revive the culture from its very roots.
Revival is required because they came quite a long time back. They generated through their memory the music which they keep in their memory. So it's the time to tell the young generation for their nurturing that our original music was like this. That's why they can appreciate and they can carry their culture in a good manner. To revive the music which they have came quite a long time back and developed through their memory. It's required to revive because tradition, nature change is a universal truth as well as music change to the tradition, because this is the orientation music, oral music. It goes generation to generation. So it's required time to time revival so that generation should know what is the roots, what is the authenticity of our music.
She says her music is well received in Trinidad and Tobago, where the younger ones in particular have expressed much interest.
The way people are working, the way people are loving our music, they would like to listen us and they enjoy our music, and I believe they will carry our music in a well manner because they are very curiositical. They wanted to know, they want to learn. When I performed day before yesterday at Tobago, some young girls come to me, how I can sing like this? Okay, it will take time, we have to learn because this is the learning process.
Dr Shrivastava has participated in leading music festivals throughout the world. She says her music is one which celebrates all aspects of life and even death.
In India, we celebrate every moment, like birth and the last journey, which we call the death. We celebrate everything. And the nature also celebrate every moment through there's his gestures, like nowadays I'm looking here, Trinidad rains the rains are coming. So nature is also celebrating the Indian Arrivals Day. Everywhere there is lavishness, very greenery, very pleasant, romantic weather here. So in life also we like this, we celebrate every moment.
She will be performing at the Diwali Naga site and invites the public to attend and be serenaded by the hearty, soulful music and great performances.
नजरिया मुझसे मिले हो मोरे राजा, नजरिया मुझसे मिले हो मोरे राजा, मिले हो मोरे राजा, मिले हो मोरे राजा, नजरिया मुझसे मिले हो मोरे राजा, नजरिया मुझसे. Please, please, please come to listen to me. I come all the way for you to give my love through my music.
Vuna Bharath, News 4.
Santa Rosa prisoners got treated to early Indian Arrival Day festivities. The inmates got a chance to enjoy some entertainment, but at the same time were reminded of the meaning of the holiday.
Inmates at the Santa Rosa prison got treated to Indian Arrival Day festivities ahead of the holiday. The event saw the prisoners come together for song and dance. However, the prisoners were reminded of the significance the holiday held in our culture as a symbol of our country's rich diversity. Senior Superintendent Martin Espinoza told the inmates the importance of culture in our society.
With this diversity comes challenges. There are always challenges in our lives. And challenges come in our lives so that as we meet the challenges, we develop and we grow. So that as we go about our business every day, we have to meet the challenges, the ethnic challenges that we have with our diversity. But I want to say this evening that culture is important. Culture is important. Culture is what helped to shape you and I the way we are. It helped to change you and I, or to make you and I what we are. It is said that culture could be considered your second DNA. That is what culture is. And so culture is important. Culture is very, very, very important.
Despite the sentences some of the prisoners face, the senior superintendent says while expressions of culture might be limited during their imprisonment, this should not prevent them from observing such significant days.
We organize certain events so that your culture would not be totally denied you whilst you're in here. And I want you to understand that in the expression of your culture within the prison, there would be some limitations, right? There are, and there must be some limitation, but we try as much as possible to get you to express your cultural, background as far as possible. As Indian Arrival Day is upon us again, you're here this evening to understand again once again what Indian Arrival Day is all about. And you have gotten a historical perspective from the MC and from others. And the good thing about it in Trinidad and Tobago, not only do Indians celebrate Indian Arrival Day, or not only do Africans celebrate emancipation, but we all join together as we try to assist one another in observing those things that are important to us as far as our culture is concerned.
And to their enjoyment, the prisoners were entertained to an array of song and dance. The entertainment stirred the audience and got them participating and singing along to classical Indian renditions.
हम सफर भी कोई साथ ले अकेले ही अकेले चला है कहाँ कहेगा क्या कहेगा ये मौसम all sing with me nice time sing it
Kimberly Calawan, News 4.
Coming up after the break, the 2013 regional football begins. With the TT Pro League season coming to an end on Wednesday with the Pro Bowl final between W Connection and Northeast Stars, attention will shift to Regional Association football as village teams vie for top honors in the various zones. The East was first association to kick off its 2013 season, and News 4 Sports was there.
The Eastern Football Association opened its 2013 season with an exhibition of top-class football on Sunday. In Game 1 of a friendly doubleheader, Eastern County sensation Guaya United took on Real Maracas. Guaya, coached by the legendary Ron Laforêt, will be making its debut in the National Super League in July and welcome the test posed by Maracas, who are in their 4th Super League season. It was the team from the Valley drawing first blood at the Center of Excellence in Macoya. Pernell Schultz given too much room after the fine pass, and he punishes the Guaya defense to make it 1-0 in the 13th minute. In the 37th minute, Schultz will turn provider as he battles hard to set up Shane Glasgow for goal number 2. Maracas is how they went in at the half. Maracas seemed to be cruising to an easy win, but it all fell apart late in the second half. First, Leroy Jones pulling one back for Guaya with a gem of a header in the 73rd. Five minutes later, it was 2-2 with another header. This time, it was Jody Alsop with a looper. Former national defender Roger Henry is the coach of Real Maracas, and he was not pleased. His dismay will be compounded in the final minute of regulation time. Guaya captain Ryan Stewart with a masterful free kick to complete the comeback. Guaya United sounding a warning ahead of the Super League with a 3-2 win over Real Maracas. In Game 2, 2012 Eastern Association champs Malabar FC, who are also Super League bound, took on the National Under-17 team. Both teams had good looks at goal early in the first half. And despite no goals to this point, the crowd was entertained. It was not until the 33rd minute the deadlock was broken, and it was the young warriors doing the damage. Ikem Andrews showing maturity and skill to make it 1-0. And that's how they went in at the half. The national youth team was putting on a good show in the second period and was only stopped by some fine goalkeeping. Unfortunately, their defense got complacent in the 78th minute and was destroyed by Gorian Hiley, who made it 1-1. That would be the score at the end of regulation time, and it took kicks from the penalty mark to decide the winners. That is where the national under-17 team will prevail. As Malabar missed 2 of their spot kicks to go down 4-3 on kicks from the penalty mark. Competition in the Eastern Football Association will start in mid-June with league matches in the Premier and First Divisions. Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
More news after the break. Stay with us. Thank you for keeping it here. While on their state visit to Trinidad and Tobago, United States Second Lady Dr. Jill Biden and her 2 granddaughters got the opportunity to see what the country had to offer aside from business meetings and official engagements.
Trinidad and Tobago is renowned for its exquisite cocoa. It's a fact that few people are locally aware of or truly appreciate. However, it is a point of note and one that gauged the attention of U.S. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden and her 2 granddaughters. On Tuesday, they visited Cuckoo Bell in Woodbrook, which is a chocolate kitchen and an art studio owned by local architect and self-taught chocolatier Isabel Brash. The guests of honor were given a tour of the facility and marveled at the fine architecture on display. All over the cocoa-producing world, beans from Trinidad and Tobago are prized for the production of fine quality chocolates. Even those cocoa growers and producers who may not know exactly where Trinidad and Tobago lies, they know the name Trintario as producing a reliable supply of cocoa for chocolate lovers everywhere. Brash uses the skills acquired while pursuing her Bachelor of Science in Architecture at the Clemson University in South Carolina to craft chocolates that are as visually stimulating to the eye as it is to the taste buds. Dr. Biden listened on attentively as she marveled at what was before her, even asking questions. At the end of her visit, she was presented with a token of appreciation, and her granddaughters walked away with a newfound knowledge of what other secrets Trinidad and Tobago has to offer. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
And that story brings us to the end of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Thank you for watching.